Hi everybody, my name is Karen and I write stories for my grandchildren. My grandchildren call me Mimi and I wrote this story called Mimi's Secret Garden for them. This story is fun, but it's missing one very important thing: artwork and pictures. That's where you come in. I would love to tell you my story, and then you can bring my story to life with your pictures, creativity, and imagination. Here we go. Mimi's Secret Garden. As Mimi was walking one day, she came upon the entrance to a beautiful hidden garden on the edge of the woods. Mimi entered the garden through a white gate surrounded by beautiful wildflowers. Mimi entered into the most magical garden she had ever seen. The garden was full of beautiful exotic flowers, birds of every kind, butterflies with all the colors of the rainbow, and a meandering path leading to a babbling brook with a quaint little bridge. As Mimi wandered through the garden, a little chipmunk scurried out under the bushes. Mimi was enchanted by this little creature. This chipmunk's fur glistened like gold glitter in the sun. Mimi found a cute little chair in the garden and sat to offer the chipmunk some peanuts she had in her pocket. Mimi placed a peanut on the ground, and the little chipmunk quickly grabbed the peanut, stuffed it in his cheeks, and ran back under the bushes. Mimi was determined to return and make friends with the enchanting little creature. After several visits to the secret garden, the little chipmunk would come right up to Mimi and take the peanut from her hand. Mimi and the chipmunk became special friends, and Mimi named him Chip. Sometimes on Mimi's visits, Chip would entertain her by doing acrobats from the bird feeders, play hide and seek. He would show off his backstroke in the brook, balanced an acorn on his nose, and one time he even juggled 3 peanuts at a time. As Mimi suspected, Chip was no ordinary chipmunk. Mimi and Chip became fast friends. Chip would tell Mimi all about the burrows and tunnels under the ground where he stored his nuts and seed, and where he slept at night and in the winter while he hibernated. Chip longed to show Mimi his underground home, so he asked Otto the wise old owl for his help. Otto shared with Chip a magical golden acorn. He told Chip if Mimi kissed the acorn, magic would happen and she would be able to enter his burrow. The next day, Chip gave Mimi the acorn, and even though she was a little worried about the magic, her desire to see Chip's home outweighed her fear. Mimi kissed the acorn and magically became a mere 8 inches tall. After a deep breath, Mimi and Chip entered one of the entrance holes. First, Mimi got to see a huge storage pocket in the wall of the burrow where Chip had stored enormous amounts of nuts and seeds to help feed him through his winter hibernation. They continued through the tunnels that were covered with leaves of every color displayed like mosaic wall hangings. Deep in the tunnel, Chip had a collection of amazing glowing crystals of all colors. There were red berry garlands strung throughout the burrow. Finally, they made their way to Chip's favorite place, his nesting sanctuary. There was a large amber crystal to softly light the chamber. The walls were insulated with plush green moss, and his bed was lined with soft, silky milkweed thistle. What a beautiful retreat. Chip reminded Mimi the magic of the acorn was running out, so they needed to make their way back to the secret garden. Once they emerged from the tunnel, in a flash, Mimi was back to her regular size. What an awesome adventure they had had. Mimi was so excited she took a selfie of the two of them to remember this special time. As summer was turning to fall, it was time for Chip to hibernate for the cold winter months. It was hard to say goodbye when the day came, but Mimi gave Chip a tiny copy of the selfie picture to put by his bed. As Chip retreated into his burrow for the last time until next spring, Mimi assured Chip she would see him next spring and they would continue to have more adventures. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, and now it's your turn to bring my words to life with your art. Good luck, and I can't wait to see your art. Thank you. Bye-bye.